I'm recording, so when I'm recording, please don't say anything. For privacy laws, I've got to trash the video, and there's a video for the whole class, and it won't be available if I can't post it, okay? I'd really prefer in a class, everybody just chimes in when they need to, okay? Unfortunately, privacy laws, I think, have been taken too far, maybe, but there are good reasons for them too, so. I'm not gonna judge that, but it's inconvenient. We'd be able to do better if it wasn't for that restriction. But there are some good reasons for it. Okay. So we've done y equals x squared. We made a table. I made this side of the table and then asked people to fill in this side, and people did pretty well with it. A couple of mistakes people made, like they put a -4 and a -1 here. Sometimes or -4 and a -2 because they think this means multiply by 2. But it doesn't, it means raise to the second power, multiply the number by itself, right? So we got that straight. And then I did some simple calculations. So that -2 gives you y equals 4 because -2 squared means -2 times -2 multiply 2 -2 positive 4, right? Also, when multiplying fractions, you multiply numerators by denominator. That doesn't work for addition and subtraction. You're going to have an assignment due here tomorrow or the next day on fractions and another one on exponents, okay? To make sure everybody is solid on those concepts. But you all seem to be doing pretty well here, so this is good. Okay, so we want to, the next task was to graph this. That's what we just did. I gave you a little plan to graph. Here's how I'm going to graph this thing. Now, the lines are almost straight. I never get them straight. Okay. This has got a little bit in it, so it's still okay. Now, let's see, what kind of scale should I use? Should I go maybe from -10 to 10? I think that would be a good idea.
I would just do it.
No, that'd be a bad idea. Okay. It's like, okay. That's all right. You use like any kind of gesture. Be careful. You can fit in, but you know, you might have to think about it. Yes, please. $100 years ago, I was driving down the street in a big city. Here's a guy doing terrible things in the wrong lane. Many lanes, confusing situation. I went around him. He didn't like it. So he sat back there and made gestures. You know, it was a city that had a lot of first generation Eastern European people, and I think those are common gestures there. They probably meant something really offensive, but yeah, what could I do? So don't use those gestures. Okay. Oh, seriously now. Okay, here we go. We're going to go from -2 to 2 because that's what our x values do, right? And that's called our domain, incidentally. Our domain starts at -2 and ends at 2, right? Now, a little more specific on domain, well, you're going to have to watch the videos that are made on twos because I don't want to get into all the details, okay? There are a lot of details that I want you to understand. We're going to do an overview here. So I'm going to put -2 here and try to get an equal distance on this side. I'll put 2 here, okay? And these numbers are chosen for a couple of reasons. And this isn't the main one, but one convenient thing about the way these numbers are, I need 2, I need 1, I need 1/2, and I need 0, right? Well, we know where 0 is, it's right there. 1 is halfway between 0 and 2, right? So I just cut this interval in half, and there I have 1. And over here, I do the same thing, and I get -1. Then I cut this interval in half, and I get 1/2. And -1/2. Okay, now my numbers here are as low as 0 and as high as 4, right? So I'm going to go up to 4. Then to scale this part of the graph, I'll cut the 4 in half to give me 2. And I'll cut the 2 in half to give me 1. And then I'll cut 1 in half to give me a half. And I'll cut that in half to give me a 4. Everybody understand what I just did? First be done, you go to the video, near the beginning. Click through the video. And I do recommend, once the video is posted, you click through it. It doesn't mean you watch everything, every word, but remind yourself of everything you did. And if there's something you didn't understand, so it's time to stop, go back and look at that part again. Or get it from another resource. It doesn't have to be from the class video, but remind yourself of what was done in class. And do that as soon as possible after class. Now, it's not going to be possible till at least late afternoon, probably sometime early evening. Because it takes a while for Zoom to, you don't need no details, just takes a while. There's some delays in the process. Okay. So now we've got a scale. You know, what we've got to do is plot these points. Okay, for x equals -2, y is 4. Well, this is x, of course, and this is y. So when x is -2, well, x is -2 at every point on this dotted line, right? Okay. All these points have x coordinate -2. And all the points along this dotted line have y coordinate 4. So where is the point with x coordinate -2 and y coordinate 4? Well, obviously, you know where that is. It's going to be these two lines in there. So it's just got to be both. Okay. That makes sense? Okay. And while we're at it, since we got the y equals 4 line, we notice that we need x equals 2 and y equals 4, right? We might as well go ahead and do this and kind of reinforce the idea of symmetry. You don't have to do it in this order. It's kind of convenient. Okay. Then -1, 1. Well, -1 is here and 1 is here. So we don't have to do the whole line. You can just do little projection lines and see where -1, 1 ought to be, right? And 1, 1, of course, is over here. And then -1/2, 1/4. Well, 1/4 is all the way down here. And -1/2, of course, is here, and 1/2 is here. So we're going to get a couple of points with this. And then 0, 0, that's the origin. There it is. There's our graph. Okay. Now, we call this the basic squaring function. And I realize I've only got a minute left, so I'm going to kind of leave it at that. But I'll say the basic squaring function is just these 7 points. Okay? Just these 7 points. Suppose we drew a curve, very good curve. Okay? That's what we call extended. Basic squaring function. Okay. And it's 10 minutes after, which is the end of class time. So I'm not going to go any further, but we do a lot with this. There's a domain which corresponds to your x values. There's a range that corresponds to your y values. It gets you right into some of the stuff that you're going to see in the text next week. Okay.